Hi everyone, this is Jenny Garcia and this is another December daily video. I am so happy. I've been filming a lot and making a bunch of pages and I can't wait to share with you. So stay tuned to my channel, and also I'm going to do a few project life videos, but in this video in particular we're going to work on day 15 and 16. And on day 15 we're gonna make a little layout because Charlotte made a little drawing of herself using my iPad. She was using Procreate. She was watching Bardo Brush's videos and she learned a few things and used them to make this little drawing of herself. On the other side, I had a layout, so rather than just have either a pocket or something different, I had to make a little layout, which this size can stump you a little bit when it comes to layouts, but it turned out pretty cute, a little busy, but I still like how it turned out. I'm using a lot of items from past Feed Your Craft collections, and I also had in my little organizer of die cuts, I had some Pink Fresh Studio items because In a Creative Bubble does a lot of their lines, including this holiday line that I was using. And I like to use my scraps a lot. Usually whenever I start making a project, that is one of the first few things that I'm gonna grab, but eventually I like to grab other papers and things that work a little better. These papers, both of them, are from one of the Feed Your Craft kits. I can't remember which ones. Sadly, they're not around anymore, but I was very lucky that when they had these lines, I was able to grab them. Now I mostly wait for the In a Creative Bubble release. However, it's harder. I think it's just there's something very special about receiving something in the mail that you can physically touch, and you have the die cuts and everything is ready. And I love the fact that Feed Your Craft had this physical kit, and then they gave you, if you bought the kit, they gave you a digital version, and that was one of my favorite things, because then if you have a paper that you love a lot that you need in a slightly bigger size, then you could print extra. That's something that I'm really gonna miss about them. And this looks like a lot of pattern and it's very busy, and it still probably will be very busy, but since Charlotte's little drawing is gonna cover quite a bit of this page, it's gonna be just fine. Instead of putting the photo behind this, the collage of photos, and this layout in a pocket, I think I'm going to use one of the adhesive strips from Citrus Twist Kits, and you can get them from their website. Ali Edwards also has a smaller version of these strips that only have the 3 of them. Meanwhile, the one from Citrus Twist Kits, it's 8 inches tall. And I love this little guillotine from Fiskars. I got it at Joann's, and you can use coupons with it. You can get it on sale, but it is an amazing tool and it's so handy, especially if you do Project Life that you have to cut everything a little bit smaller. Adding embellishments was a little difficult, especially because the ones I had available were either too big or they clash with the papers. I like to add extra things, but it was a lot. You have the little image with the very busy patterns, and then if I didn't want to add these giant die cuts, they're really cool, it's just that it was too much for the layout, so I was trying to look for things that were a little bit more toned down, and I found these snowflakes that I made with dies, and I need to sit down and cut a whole bunch more of these. I think that I was just testing the die, and that's why I have these 3 random snowflakes, but they went perfect with the layout. They offer that little bit of fancy embellishing, but they were white, so it's not like another eyesore that I wanted to add. And also the die cuts from the In a Creative Bubble kit, from the Feed Your Craft kit were pretty toned down. They have solid patterns, not everything is super pattern as the papers, so it was like a good balance of this circle that it's plain green, it's a little darker, so it's another shade of green, but it kind of mimics the ones in the squares in the green paper. And then we have that Holly Jolly die cut, which covers a little bit of that heavy pattern. And I wanted to use 3 snowflakes. I like to use 3 elements, that way it creates a visual triangle and your eye travels through the page and it kind of zeroes in to your photo when you put a photo inside of that triangle. I also have these tiny red stars that are very old. They are from Freckle Fawn, and I believe it was also from a holiday kit. I did use these photo corners. That's a good option to use if you don't want to glue something down. I used it because I wanted like a little extra frame on the photo, not necessarily because I didn't want to glue it down. I still glued the photo down. And then I used these puffy stickers to add a little extra because the layout is super busy, but I felt like it needed one more thing. And I have my Pretty Little Studio little word stickers. And by the way, Pretty Little Studio is, if you follow them on Facebook, I think they did like a little sneak peek of the collection that it's going to come out for December for the holidays, and it's called Comfort and Joy. I don't want to give out too much, but I would say that it's kind of woodsy. It's very pretty, and the first thing that I'm going to add to my cart is the little phrase stickers. They are always amazing. I don't even know what size they're going to use. I know that they are always awesome, so I can't wait to see what they make this year. And I added a little bit of washi tape to the corners. This is some scallop washi with the little word stickers, and this is the whole little layout. Now we're gonna work on the right side. It's kind of difficult to add glue to these snowflakes since they are gonna be outside of the page protector. It's gonna be quite difficult to keep them safe if I don't add a little more adhesive to it. So that's what I was doing. This page was a little bit bigger than the one behind, and since I'm gonna glue them together, I want the size to be very similar, so I just trimmed it a little bit. That's the great thing about washi tape, it's pretty easy to remove. And I'm using my Tombow adhesive. This is the Mono Air Touch adhesive. Is one of my favorites. It's really strong, but I do use a lot of adhesive. I've had trouble in the past with other mini albums where I probably didn't use a good adhesive or I didn't use enough, and there are parts of the layout sort of falling off. And it happened a lot also with little word stickers. So that is something that if you're not going to use a page protector specifically, you may have to fix a few items down the line. I've enjoyed using these numbers. They are from the Feed Your Craft kit, and that is something else that they had a few years. And the kit that I'm loving this year also, it's the Ali Studio kit. It's so cute. And they had similar flags with the numbers like this. I think they have like a white version and a red version. Ugh, it's so gorgeous. Like, I keep telling myself that I have so many December daily items that I do not need anymore. And I'm like, but that one is so cute. And it's not even that much if I buy a few things. But if you do need some December daily items, of course, we have the sneak peeks of the Ali Edwards collections. But if you enjoy a little bit more of color, or colors are a little bit brighter, then you should check out Ali Studio. And I love to embellish the photos a little bit with those scallop stickers from Pretty Little Studio and some little word stickers. And a few of these photos have a frame. I usually don't do that, but with photos that are taken in a 9 by 16, no, is it 9 by, no, it's 16 by 9 perspective. It's a little bit harder to print in a 4 by 6 paper, so you have to add the frame, which kind of shortens a little bit on the top and bottom, but I don't mind, especially because I always add a little embellishing. I wanted to use a little crayon from, I don't know how to pronounce the name of that brand. It's either Uli or Ollie. It's Ooly, so I'm guessing it's Uli, but I'm not sure. But they have so many cute stickers. If you're that kind of person that loves stickers, you should Google them. They're amazing. They're also on Instagram. But those little flag stickers are crayons, and since she was drawing, I decided to use it in that layout. And I like to add these full tree photos to my album. And this is an album, this is a photo that I take often. This is my handmade, not embellishments, handmade ornaments tree. And this tree is full of quirky stuff, either stuff that my daughters get that don't fit in my Nintendo tree or my Harry Potter tree. So they end up here. It's super quirky, and I got the perfect skirt for it. And it has like dinosaurs and pigs and unicorns. It's super cute, but I love the ornaments because one of our favorite traditions is to make ornaments, and I already shared that layout for this year. I really love what we made in 2022 also, and I'm trying to think what to make for this year. We have made a bunch of perler bead ornaments for our Nintendo tree, and they're so cool. If you're in my Patreon, you should check out the vlog videos that I post, because I've shared a few, and I've shared a few tips on how to use perler beads. And this is the strips that I mentioned. They are from Citrus Twist Kits, and before I knew that they had this, I tried this with paper, and I also have the hinges that you can die cut, but sometimes they move and it can be a pain in the butt. If you use paper, the paper, like, it can rip, and even if you use enforcer, so this is a lot better. And I have a video of tips on how to stamp on photos if you're wondering how I'm doing here. When I use a new stamp that I haven't used before, I use an eraser to get rid of that. It has like a gummy surface that sometimes you need to get rid of before you stamp. So I do that first, and then I use my ink. I grab a little ink, I clean it, and then I grab the ink and actually finally stamp. And this is the photo that I'm gonna put the number. and I'm looking for more of these scallop stickers, and I have a few of those of different collections. I do have a lot of Pretty Little Studio, and I know that I want to get some items from this new one, but it's a little bit muted. And if my December daily could throw up a rainbow, it probably would. And that's the way I love it. Not only my photos tend to be very bright, there's a lot of Charlotte and she's so red. And then there's the Christmas trees, that it's a whole throw up of color, and my bookshelf. It's a lot. I love Christmas. But yeah, I need bright colors in my products to reflect how I celebrate the season. Oh, and this star has like lights and it lights up the whole room. It's so cool. And this one is in my loft. I had last year I had 4 Christmas trees, and it's excessive. No one needs that many. No more for me, or so I say. Now, in this photo, I was expecting a little bit more contrast, and I was wondering if I should stamp in black on top of that white, or just add a label. But then I decided that I was gonna leave it that way, because in the video it doesn't look like it's a lot, but it looks a lot better in person. So it's kind of disappointing, but it is what it is. It's not a big deal. It says deck the halls, and I have a lot of holiday stamps between Everyday Explorers, Feed Your Craft, Studio Calico. There's another company. Those are my go-to. I also have some Citrus Twist kits too. And these are my shaker bits, my sequin mixes that I make. If you need ideas of how to make your own sequin mixes, you can check out that video. I have 2 holiday ones. I have a Halloween video of sequin mixes, and I also have, I make one sequin mix for each DIY kit I make, so you can check those out too. And I was thinking about cutting this page protector a little bit more so I could fit. Those are the instructions for an ornament they gave us at my daughter's school. And I decided to keep it. It also has like a PTA note inside. I'm not going to show it because it says the name of the school. So I put it on inside of that fold out with the instructions. But then I remember that there is a page, or there used to be a page of the Citrus Twist Kits page protectors that had like a 4x6, and then it had a 2x4 at the bottom. And I looked for it and I couldn't find it, and I was like, that's fine, I'll just use my fuse tool and I'll make my own. I did have to do the fusing twice, because the first time I didn't let the tool heat up enough. So if you're gonna use your fuse tool, one of my main tips is let it warm up. Let it take its sweet time, at least like 5 minutes, to make sure that it's really, really hot. And in this card, I love this card. If I could buy a whole pack of these all about the Christmas tree, I absolutely would. This card is from Elle Studio, and I should check their website to see if I can find more of these, or a printable version. Oh my god, a printable version would be amazing. And I'm just adding a few extra items, some washi and stickers. And these are just details about the Christmas tree, whether it was natural or artificial, who decorated the tree, what was my favorite ornament, the date that we put up this tree. And it has like a little space on the right side that I'm just gonna cover with stamps. I love to use my stamps on my December daily, and it's really easy to ignore the stamps and forget them, and they also take a little bit more time. But if you ever feel like you're not paying enough attention to your stamps, make sure you give them a try. At least make sure, like, make a goal of using at least one set. This is how it turned out. I love this card, honestly. I want a whole bunch of them. And day 16 has quite a few photos. It has, you know, the elf, the tree skirt, and I'm going to use these labels from Studio Calico to write a little journaling. And we were cleaning the house like really well because my sister and her kids were staying over here. So even Charlotte had to clean her little apartment so they wouldn't say stuff about Charlotte. They would be like, oh my god, Charlotte, what a pigsty. Like, she was not gonna have it. So she cleaned her tiny apartment. And I'm going to be using a lot of these puffy stickers from Feed Your Craft. I over embellish because I love using what I already have. I have all these stickers and stamps and stuff like that I have to keep using them just to, like, say, you see, now I have to buy more. But I also like to use my stickers in permanent projects like Project Life, December Daily. In my planner, I'm more reserved with the stickers I use because at the end of the year I'm gonna throw out my planner, so I'm always more apprehensive. Here I don't care. I'm gonna use all the stickers, all the washies, everything that I can use. In my planner I like to use stickers that I have like repeated a lot, like those sticker books from American Crafts, and I think that the Hobby Lobby brand, they have those too, and Recollections, but I mostly have the ones from American Crafts. And I love this pen that I'm using. It allows me to write so tiny, and this is my whole layout, but then I'm gonna feel the need to add one more thing, because you can say, oh well, that's it, you're good, you have stickers, and my brain is like, that's never enough stickers. And in the photos, I forgot to say, I also use filters for those little snowflakes and stars from the A Color Story app. It's a beautiful app, and it has a lot of presets. If you're not very good, if you like filters and, you know, to change the color, make it look different, I recommend that app. It's from A Beautiful Mess, and they have quite a few apps too for photo editing. And at first I wanted to use this, I think the color of these are either Glass Slipper or Mojito, I'm not sure, but it was too light. There wasn't enough contrast with the rug or the tree skirt, so I'm gonna use these poppy stickers, and they're called nail stickers, and they are from Studio Calico, and they have them on sale all the time, so it's a great deal. And I didn't want to cover too much of the tree skirt because it's so cool. It's probably my favorite tree skirt that I have in this house. And here are a bunch of photos. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more process videos. I hope you have an awesome day. Bye.